to talk to you about something that I see going on in our culture today in America, almost to an epidemic level of what's happening, and I'm referencing marriage, divorce, and remarriage. I want to spend a few minutes just talking about what the Bible has to say about those things. What we see going on in America today is the results of the average length of a marriage today in America is 8.5 years. I want to talk about what the Bible says about that. What does the Bible say? What does God say as we are His creation in regards to how we should react and the relationship we should have with our husbands and our wives? As we go to Genesis chapter 1, verses 24 through 28, we see where God says, let us make man in our image. I want you to think about this very carefully, how it is that we're made in God's image. So we don't have if we think about it that way, we don't have an opportunity on our own to go off and do whatever we feel like in terms of our relationships with our marriage, with our husbands and our wives. We see that where God had said in Genesis chapter 1, let us make man in our image. And then He gave them some instructions: subdue the earth, have control over the fish of the sea and the fowl of the air. And then He gave them further instructions, and said, be fruitful and multiply. Now, this is another side topic, but I just want to make a point of this. When He says, be fruitful and multiply, as we remember, God said, let us make man in our image, and He made them male and female. Now, my subject today is not on that particular line of thinking, male and female, but I want to make a point of this also in just passing, and we'll have a podcast lesson on this sometime later. And to where we have in our culture, I want to draw a line of what goes on in our culture. Our culture says that it's okay now for men to be with men in relationships and women to be with women. So that kind of flies in the face and throws cold water on the concept of be fruitful and multiply. Women with women are not going to be fruitful and multiplying, and neither are men with men. Now, I know that's a different subject, because my subject that I want to talk about today has to do with marriage, divorce, and remarriage, and what the Bible says about that. I want to turn our thoughts over to a Bible verse, Matthew chapter 19, and it has to do with the Pharisees